You've got it tuned to KEXP. We're listener-powered radio at 90.3 FM in Seattle. We can be found online around the world at kexp.org. I'm Cheryl Waters. You've got it tuned to the Midday Show, and I've got one of my very favorite artists of all time sitting in front of me right now. It's Daniel Rossen.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's such a pleasure to have you here, and we couldn't be more delighted to have you finally touring on your own. That took a little while, and I want to hear about that. But can you kick us off with a song?
Sure. Yeah, I'm going to do a couple songs from the EP.
Great.
Denied a life in retreat, living on your knees. It's alright, you're still light on your feet, but you can't run from me. Another silent hour, another golden mile, another silent hour, another golden mile, another empty heart, another bitter smile, another silent hour, another golden mile. No crushing defeat, it's a lie run free. Those lives, they're precious to me. Come along or leave me be, for a silent hour, for a golden mile, for a silent hour, for a golden mile. There's bliss in this mess, there's magic all
It's Daniel Rossen live on KEXP. That sounded incredible. I started to think I was never going to hear those songs live. So it's such a treat to have you. Oh, cool. And a broken string.
Yeah.
We definitely want you to take time to fix that if you need to.
Why don't I do a different tune real quick?
All righty. Daniel's playing tomorrow night at Numos here in Seattle, and on the fly, live on the air, going to figure out what he's going to do with that broken string.
You know, I'll just play the song on this guitar.
All right. You're playing tomorrow night at Numos, and you mentioned that you've been here in Seattle rehearsing for about a week.
Yeah. I've spent a lot of time here. We have some old friends. So we're staying with some pals in town.
That's great to hear that you've been spending time here. And you're kicking off a solo tour here. And I've always loved your work with Department of Eagles and Grizzly Bear. I'm a huge fan, like millions of others, of those bands. And I particularly always appreciated and enjoyed your contributions to Grizzly Bear. So when you came out with the solo record that synthesized everything you bring to that band, I nearly lost my mind.
Oh, wow.
And it was one of my favorite releases of 2012. And I'm imagining you're just getting around to touring now because you were so busy with the band and other things.
Yeah. I mean, that EP was done, in the midst of recording another record with Grizzly Bear. So I kind of just wanted to put it out there, but it would have been, impossible to just bail on recording and tour it. So now that we're done with Shields, I didn't really have anything particularly planned, so I just sort of put this in the calendar almost as a challenge to myself, just to see if I could play alone, just totally alone, and see what that was like. So yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting, but I'm excited about it.
I'd love to ask how it's going, but tomorrow night will be your first show. You'll have to come back and tell us how it's been. It sounds great, but is this sort of like the first time what you're doing right here today?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've done radio sessions with some of these tunes before. I think I'm gonna play a couple new songs just on the radio right now, just for the hell of it.
That's great.
But yeah, I mean, this is definitely the first time I've done anything this casual and kind of, I don't know, open-ended. So I think it'll be fun.
It sounds like lots of fun. How about, why don't you just play another song?
Yeah, I would do that.
Get a little water. Tomorrow night, Daniel is kicking off a tour at Numos here in Seattle.
All right.
Exile on the hill, gardener in the mire, you're digging up a swamp. He's rising from the field, a mess of gold and green, a nightmare in the mud. There you are, there you are. There you are, there you are. Bread on borrowed ground, foes are in the grass. Tell us what you've learned. Forbidding silent walls, the beast out in the bar is singing mournful song, silent song, silent song, silent song, silent song. lost and beg for their return. I dig until I bleed, drink until I rot. Lord, I know it's wrong, so help me on, help me on, help me on, help me on. Is this what you wanted? Is this all you'd have it? Is this what you wanted? Is this all you'd have it?
It's Daniel Rossen live on KEXP, playing tomorrow night at Neumos here in Seattle. And I know that it's been quite a few years since you wrote and recorded these songs, but I'd love to hear about the making of them. I know with Department of Eagles, of course, you worked with Fred, and then a bigger band with Grizzly Bear. Did you work on this by yourself?
Excuse me, it's very hot under these lights. Yeah, that EP I pretty much did, for the most part, alone. I worked with a buddy, Scott Hirsch, who plays lap steel, on a couple tracks, and a drummer for one tune. Eric Slick is from the band Dr. Dog. He played on Golden Mile. But other than that, yeah, I played all the instruments myself, and I recorded it mostly in the wintertime in upstate New York, kind of in the middle of nowhere, which it's kind of a cliched album-making story, so I didn't really want to make much of it at the time, but that is actually what it was.
Well, when you live in New York and you want to get out of the city, that's where you go.
Yeah,
For sure not.
But no, it was great. It was, I was working on demos for Grizzly Bear, and that EP was like it was a set of songs that just kind of felt that they belonged together, and they just didn't quite sit with the rest of the material for Shield, so it just worked out to just release them as a group.
Well, I keep talking about what a huge fan I am, but obviously I love your music aesthetic and sensibility, and you have a real mix of styles in there. Do you have some sort of formal training? There's even like jazz influence in your music. What's your background in music?
I mean, I grew up studying jazz and classical music.
Well, that makes sense.
No. I didn't really play rock music or folk type stuff at all until I was a little older. And yeah, I mean, I kind of, it's a longish story how I ended up writing songs, but it was like kind of a process of, learning having a lot of formal training and then trying to forget all of it and just learn how to write songs intuitively, just for the joy of it. Took some years of pretending like I didn't make music when I was in college. Kind of came back to it towards the end there, and it just kind of worked out. The timing worked out. I met my band members in Grizzly Bear like kind of all at the same time. It all happened kind of in the space of a couple years.
You mentioned the word joy, and I know that writing and making music can sometimes be very hard and laborious, but I hope that the process brings you joy because the outcome is a very joyful feeling listening to the music that you make.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point. It's easy to forget that, when you're on the road a lot. But, I mean, I'm definitely trying to always keep that in mind if I can.
Well, when the EP came out in 2012, I sort of, as you often do, expected more music to follow shortly after. But again, you were very busy with Grizzly Bear. And you mentioned that you're going to play some new songs. Does that mean there is a record on the horizon? Or
I hope so. We don't really have any firm plans right now, so it's hard to say what the next thing is. But I would like to try. I'm very slow to write and record these days, so it may take me a while, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Well, you take your time, but just keep them coming.
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play another song. It's actually a song from the same period as the EP, and just never was released. And it was sort of a song that was kind of a gift for friends in a way. So I never really wanted to do much with it. But I'm gonna play it on this tour because it's kind of feels good to play.
Daniel Rossen is live here in the KEXP studios, and we'd love to hear that song.
Okay, cool.
Whisper some word to me, wandering in your sleep. Lost and gone somewhere long ago, hanging from the trees. I hear you now like never before, pull you from your dream. I'll live by the fire where your ghost is made real, made to rise, leaving us shaking, shaking, shaking. What a lonesome way to go, and leave us wondering why. The summer's still all lush and gold for those you left behind. A misty master is lying low, crouching in the yard. I'll live on high where your dreams made real, made to rise, and we're still here waving, waving, waving.
That was beautiful. What a lovely gift.
Thanks.
That was called Made to Rise.
That's right, yeah.
And I understand you have another new song that's not even titled yet.
Yeah, I haven't decided on a title.
You got a couple of your bouncing around in there. It looks like
What's that?
Looks like you've got a couple of your bouncing around in there by the look on your face.
Yeah, no, I do.
All right.
See how this goes.
All right. Well, we're delighted to hear the new music.
Finished like yesterday, so it might be a little funny, but... Should I just go for it?
Absolutely.
A new day starts now. Don't avert your eyes. The greatest distance between opposing skies, a pristine pasture, waving long and high. drive across town, and we're out for the night. We laughed for hours, dancing on the trail, our feet heavy on the ground. Right before me, slowly, slowly. So hung up, couldn't speak for days. So cut loose, should have blown away to the night. All around me, slowly, slowly. The dream came once, may it come again. The night falls fast, better start again, catch the light. A new day starts now. Don't avert your eyes. The greatest distance between opposing skies. It's just a matter of perspective. It's just a passing age, some stretch of time. Lost in endless self-reflection, a hapless grown-up child, with an open mind. That wanders through the mind. We walked for hours, no appointed place, just a walk around town. Slowly, 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 slowly. A quiet start to a quiet day. And find your voice, for it slips away to the crowd. All around me, all around me.
Ah, that was so lovely. How'd that feel to you?
Very warm, but good.
It is very warm in here. I'm sorry about that little trial by fire.
It's good. It's good.
Dan,
Well, yeah, thank you for having me.
thank you so much. Daniel Rossen here in the KEXP studios tomorrow night at Numos. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You've got to tune to KEXP Seattle. I don't know. Our building, our HVAC system is. Well, sorry to gush so much, but truly.